Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the tiered cake box card from Simply Crafty SVGs, and this file was updated in August of 2021. So if you purchased it previously, you can go to your account on our website and download the newest version. So this is a remake of a card that I've had. It's actually made enhancements to it to make it easier to put together and around some of the edges to make it cut better. So this is the video to show you that. So this is the card, and these are a few panels. These are the cake panels right here. And then we have the front and sides. So the front has this little decorative part, and these are the sides panels. Then we have the two inserts, so we'll work on those in just a moment. Then we have the back white panel for a message, and this little panel to go in the back. So we'll put that in last, but let's go ahead and put that up there. So here's the card. So we'll put the inserts, piece together the pieces for the insert and put those in first. Actually, what we want, I'm going to put that there, is this piece too. So I like to get all the little piecework done first. So that's what I'm doing. So you can see there's these little pieces for to layer the little candles. So one's longer than the other two. The other two are slightly different size, but it doesn't really matter because they'll go under another panel. So if you mix them up, it's not a big deal. But the long one you need to get on which is the middle one. You got to get it in there. And then we have this little bow. Just gonna add a little dot. You could pop it up too, that's up to you. So it just gives it a little dimension. So, and there's these, and there's 3 of them. They only go one way. So the longest one goes on here. So it goes this way. So just make sure you have the correct way before you start gluing it on. You'll know, just dry fit it. So you could add glue to the back of the little items, or I'm just going to put little dots here. So with this, it's kind of a different design. It emulates kind of frosting-ish, even though this is the plate. But trying to look at it from the front, it kind of gives it a little frosting look on the bottom. I was trying to figure out how to do that with I have other ideas now, but this is the original card I came up with. And then we'll go ahead and take this. This is going to go like that. So we could do that last so it's not in the way, but that'll go on the front of the card. I'm going to take this. So this is a pre-embossed cardstock that I'm using. It's from Basil. I always wonder whether I say that right, but Basil cardstock. So just fit it in, line it up with those scallop pieces on the top. And then we take this, again, make sure it's going the correct way. Flip it over until it matches. And we'll put that on the top of that. So you can guess what we're going to do for that tall piece. Probably the same, right? So I made this a chocolate cake. You could do a pattern paper or something like that, but I thought the embossing, just a little dot embossing, would be fun. So this big piece will go right there. So we could wait until we get the card done, but if you really want to see how it's going to lay, you can do this. And it was going to be like that. So very similar to that. So you can see, so I just kind of go, this goes edge to edge. So if you kind of want to know, you don't have to use this piece either, obviously. You can use whatever you like. I think a pattern piece would be just fine. I've seen a couple people use this for different occasions. Somebody made a Halloween one once. So I'm just going to go a little bit up pretty close to the top. And I'll do that the same on the next piece too. So we have that done. So I'll put that right there. So now let's go ahead and put these in here. So I'm just gonna dot a little glue, not much. I'm using American Crafts cardstock, texture cardstock. This is vanilla. And I think this is Lagoon. I can't remember her pool. I'll have to look that up. So I'm gonna take the biggest one. So you just need to match them up. And the longest one is in the middle. So you just match it up. And having that back panel strengthens the candles. So it's nice that it's on there. And if you wanted, you could layer them in your software, do a print and cut if you have that kind of software that can, or machine that's capable of doing that. So as you see, you can see the bottom of that, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put this right over it. So I'm going to do the same thing here. This is just a basic cake box card that can be used over and over and over again with different colors. I always like to have those in my stash. Then I'm just going to match this up. I believe the most rounded part is on top. It is. And we'll just line it up. There you go. And I'll put that final piece right here. And if you do like our projects like this card, I always ask if you could give me a little thumbs up below. Looks like I went out of focus for a minute there. Sorry about that. And or subscribe to our channel. And you can hit that little notification bell to the right. And it'll let you know when we have new videos, tutorials, you know, everything else. So I'm going to put it about the same distance as the first one. So you can kind of see how it's coming along. So it goes like, it's going to go like this. In the card, when you see it, obviously there's going to be space, and then like that, very close to that. So let's go ahead and finish it. Let's go ahead and get this. So here's the card base, and it is not like really fragile, but fragile. We have these pieces here just to support the card. So it would be a little bit more flimsy if I didn't have that piece there. So let's go ahead and add these panels. And you can see I didn't really line that up as well as I could have, but it's not that noticeable. I'll line it up on the middle here. Just carefully line it up. I'll be more careful than I did with that frosting panel. Just easier to put them on when it's flat. These are the same size, so I'm just going to put the glue there. Just remember, don't put glue there. That's just a support piece. Then we'll add the one on the left there. So you could emboss these. On one of my earlier versions of this card, I did emboss these pieces. Kind of emulates a little cake plate, per se. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this on. You could pop it up, and you could put like a happy birthday here. I just went with fun. What I typically do is pick a pattern I'm going to be working with, and I pick this one. Oops, I'm having some problems with, for some reason every once in a while I get a problem with my camera where it does this. Sorry about that. But I pick a piece like this, And then I just tried to find coordinated kneading solid pieces. But you know, I wanted a chocolate cake, so I went for the chocolate. So hopefully we don't have any more focusing issues. So we have the 2 inserts and the back panel and the front back panel, the back panel. So we're going to put those over there. And so this is a little different than, since it's an early on card, I did it a little bit different. So what I would do is these fold back like that, but you want to fold them forward. Okay, and the same thing with the second one for spacing. So we're going to go like this, basically. And these are going to create the space we need. So in here, we want it to face, this is upside down, it's going to be like that, right? So since it's folded forward, we're going to glue it on the side like that. So with these pulled forward, add glue to the sides here. A little bit too much. I'm going to pull this up so I can see where the fold is. I'm just going to go a little bit to the left of the fold towards the top. And just make sure that it looks like that. So this is facing that, so it'll be the front. And we want it as flat as possible. So if you do it flat, you can see that it aligns flat with this. Okay. So the same thing, we're going to fold that over gently. And these are folded forward. So this is going to go like this. So now same thing. So it's just to get the spacing so it doesn't look weird, the actual cake. So there's going to be a lot of space in the back. We're just going to go ahead and you can butt it up, but I'm not going to butt it up to the other one. Same thing. Just like that. So you can see like that. So you want to let them dry. So you could butt them up or you could go like that, but basically it gets you the right spacing in the front once we put it together. So these will be close together, all 3 of these, and then a space in the back. But I wanted the sides to look like the front, so that's the reason for the spacing. So now, I'm going to put it upside down so you can see this. So we're going to go like this. Now these are going to have to glue like this. So I'm going to fold it. So hopefully you can see this. So I'm just going to do it really quick. I'm folding them under. I'll show you. So when you fold it over like that, it's going to place them exactly where they need to be. So you see there's a little bit, these tabs are up like this, so make sure they're both forward. Add light glue. You can do one at a time, but I'm going to show you how you can just kind of carefully do each one all at the same time. So I'm just moving them so you can see they're folded under. So when I make them flat, so I'm just gonna, it's harder to do so just on the, I'm just gonna make them flat and make sure they're straight across so you can still see they're straight. Then I'm applying pressure. So if you're old school, you can put the inserts in old school. Sorry, I kind of moved that up a little bit. So you can see how they are, what it did. See the angle in there? So I always say just kind of hold it a little bit longer, make sure. And we haven't glued this part yet closed. Oh, but this one got off a little bit, so you want to make sure that doesn't happen. So I'm always going to have a little faux pas in the video. So this is the old school doing it. You can just reach them in. That's just I was paying attention to the video more than I was where the tabs were. So that was fixable. So you can see that's what it looks like. But we're going to close it, and then the reason we're closing it first, and then we'll put the panel in to cover the tab. So the way you want to do it is just add glue to these 2 tabs right here. Then we're going to fold over, make sure that this bottom piece is aligned with this bottom piece, and then glue it shut. So you see I have glue on those 2 tabs. Just going to gently fold it over. Should be right where it needs to be. Making sure that this is aligned with the front and aligned with the side as best we can. If it flattens, then we're all good. So make sure you apply pressure on both those tabs, and then it opens up like that. So now we have the card. The only thing we have to do is add this panel. So we're just going to slide it in like that. You can go from the bottom or top, and you can get more space at the top or the bottom, that's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue to this tab or panel. Had tab on the mind. And then I'm just going to, since I have a lot of space, it's easy to put it in, but I'm going to put it towards the bottom a little bit more so you can see. So right there, and center it left and right. Not applying a lot of pressure until I get it where I want it. I'll look at it from the front, see if I like it, and then I'll get it in place. So it adds a bit of color with that back panel. So there, it's 5 by 7 when it's flattened, so it fits in an A7 envelope, and we do have a free one in our basic envelope set. And then this is just an optional back panel that you can add to write on. Some people will just write on this as a message because it's light enough card, but if you do a dark card, you're going to want something like this to write on. So if you did just say a dark blue, because you can change the colors up so easily, this is there so you can add that little message. That's it. It's the redesigned tiered cake card. So I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.